How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings. This is going to be a tough video to keep short, but I'm going to do my best. Brand new 2022 Ford Raptor. Got chocked full of Diode Dynamics off-road lighting, as well as the backlighting you see. Some Wicked Warnings auto flashers, and some M-Power safety lighting on this. As you can see when they're off, those are SS5 Pros, 4 white in the middle and 2 yellow on the outers. Above it, you can see those C2 by Diode Dynamics as well. Those are all backlit in amber. The middle is an RGB white backlight. And it has a pretty close match to the amber on the outer, as well as the Benny colors, as you can see there. The C2s above that on the fender are only amber backlight. They're available as currently only in a single color backlight, amber, red, blue, or white. These are amber with a white spotlight override. I changed the backlight back to white because that's the color I prefer, and I activated the emergency switch on this truck. As you can see, our auto flasher module has been wired into the 5 DOT front lights, the ones across the top of the grille and the outer fenders. We also tied that auto flasher into the outer yellow SS5 Pro backlighting, as well as the backlighting on the C2s up on the fender. We also have in the grille some M-Power 3-inch amber whites, all 4 synchronized in a nice amber white alternating pattern. And as you can see here, we recessed those M-Powers behind the honeycomb grille. They're actually mounted on the active shutters. Pretty easy task to get done, and it keeps all 4 of those M-Powers recessed behind the honeycomb and pretty much invisible. And if you ever really were to remove them, you could cover the small hole for the wiring with a little bit of black headlight seal tape, and you would never even know that they were there. It's pretty much a damage-free install and very easy to cover up the small hole that you made. Regarding this light bar across the front, that's a custom creation here. The light bar package is sold as a 5-light package by Diode Dynamics, fitted only for the F-150. So we modified that and added a 6th light to make it more appropriate sized for the Raptor front end here, and we were able to get that mounted up with a 6-light package custom here in Wicked Warnings. That's a Wicked Warnings custom job. It needs to be done here at the shop for the best effect. Here on the fenders, we use the Diode Dynamics bracket and the C2 pod to go on it. Very easy install, bolts right in there in the fender, extremely easy and reversible with absolutely no damage. And as well, you can get the backlighting on that light in white or red or blue or amber as we chose here. So if you're a fan of the white backlighting, you can get that as well if that's your preference. And these lights all flood white with a maximum brightness on another switch. Alrighty, around the back of the truck, we added a little bit more emergency lighting. We've got our windshield light vertically mounted in the side of the rear window there. I like that mount because it does not inhibit the sliding rear window at all. So you can still have full function of your sliding rear window and get a nice emergency light set up there. Now we cut the cigarette cords off the end of those and we synchronized them together to get a nice alternating X pattern on that dual amber windshield light in the back window. Below that, we've done our auto flasher kits on the tail light and the fender lights in the back, as well as the reverse lights. And underneath that, we have a 3-inch M-Power in amber. The auto flasher kits at this time are not yet in production for this because they are so custom. The Raptor is a difficult install, and we don't have the auto flasher kits pre-made for an easy drop-in install just yet. So at the time of filming, I don't have a specific kit to sell for the parking lights. The reverse lights, fairly easy. That's just a pin swap in the back of the plug. But to integrate those fender lights, you need to repower them, and it's a little bit more tricky. Below that, you can see our Diode Dynamics SS3 pods mounted right there underneath the factory bumper. We did use one of the factory bolts. We added a little spacer behind it, and we were able to mount that right on the outer side there next to the tow hooks with a factory bolt. Didn't need to drill any holes, completely reversible, and it allowed us to put our SS3 pods right underneath the rear bumper there. I don't know if you guys like the labels or not, but when I do the labels on the switches, it's one of my favorite parts of the job. I like to make it so it's easy to find your stuff and activate it. These switches, we use black Dymo labeler, and we just trimmed it right on the outside of the rubber there without messing up the rubber or leaving a scar. And I did basically your OEM. Switch 1 is always on your front fogs. That's how it is from the factory. Switch 2 is doing all his flashing. Switch 3 is back for his backlighting. That's behind the truck, his underneath bumper pods. Switch 4 is, sorry about the focus, guys. Switch 4 is the pods on the fenders. Switch 5 and 6 are the gigantic SS5s on the front bumper. We have yellow switched separately from the 4 white in the center. And the last thing I'll show you, as I want to close this video out under 5 minutes, is the switch for the backlighting. We ran out of auxiliary switches, so I had to use a waterproof switch, but I tucked it right here behind the headlight, and that's just mounted with a VHB, and it sticks right there to the trim. Really nice and easy, and almost invisible. If you wanted to mount it in the fender or in the underneath the hood, you could do that too. But that gives the ability to touch that switch while you're looking at the SS5s, and you can adjust the backlight while you're looking at them without using an auxiliary switch and having to keep running back and forth between the cab and the outside of the truck. It is a waterproof switch. It's just our waterproof regular switch on a 3M pad around right there by the next to the headlight. So like it or hate it, I don't know. That's how I did it. So we can adjust these easily. As I said, if you want to put it in underneath the hood or even in the truck, you could totally do that. I'm going to do another full video with a lot more detail, but this is the video I tried to keep under 5 minutes and whiffed it horribly, so we'll keep it under 6 minutes. I hope you like the walk around on this new Raptor. If you have any questions, check out the full build detailed video, which I'm filming next. Thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, #1 source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting equipment for brand new Ford Raptors.